By the end of today's episode, you'll know exactly what to do if you're being boxed into roles that you don't enjoy playing, and how to find the perfect combination of how the industry sees you and how to love the characters that you are playing. Welcome to the Actor's Career Compass, where we help aspiring screen actors find high-quality auditions, sign with great agents, and book major roles in legit productions. I'm your host, Martin Benson, and today's episode is a read-through of a popular article that I wrote on casting networks a while back. Some of the things that you're going to learn are how to identify the way the industry is currently seeing you, what to do if you're not happy with the roles you're currently getting, and how to overcome imposter syndrome and start building a brand you love. Let's dive right into the article. Casting directors only want me to play inner city drug addicts and gang members. How do I break out of those roles? I thought to myself for a moment. Well, do you not enjoy playing those kinds of characters? I asked. Well, they're fine. But I wish I could get cast in other roles outside of that. I feel stuck right now, like I can't be as creative or free as I want. This conversation took place in a group coaching call I had last year. As a small business owner who started by shooting business portraits, I actually had a similar feeling of being stuck doing something I didn't enjoy. For me, it wasn't the kinds of roles I was playing, but the type of work I was doing. Corporate headshot photography was what paid the bills. I did a great job and it came naturally to me, so people were happy with the results and they referred me to their friends. But after some time, I realized that I wasn't really passionate about it. What I enjoyed most was the occasional actor headshot that I did and the conversations that we'd have about their career during the shoot. Seeing actors go from brand new in the industry to booking their first television or independent film role was really amazing for me. So after years of feeling stuck, I realized I had to make a choice. Continue in something that I wasn't really fully passionate about, or start from the ground up to build a brand I was passionate about, while hiring people who were passionate about corporate headshots to keep that part of my business growing. So I began my long journey towards becoming an actor marketing consultant. You can learn more about my work as a consultant if you're interested at martinbenson.com. That's MartinBensen, martinbenson.com. Nowadays, it feels really good when people ask how I was able to transition from corporate photographer to actor marketing consultant who has the opportunity to work with lots of actors each month. I love when people ask this because I feel truly proud of what I've created. And rather than just feeling like I got lucky with my success, I actually put in the effort to create a brand new business from scratch. I built a career that I really wanted from the ground up, and I figured out how to get the world to listen to what I had to say. And so that's what this article I'm reading to you right now is all about. How to build a brand that you are proud of, rather than just paying someone or attending a workshop to tell you who the industry thinks you should be. Think of your brand as a combination of your type, which is your look, and your personality. If you're really funny, awesome. And if you look like a police officer and you often get called in for those roles, that's perfect. You could be the hilarious cop. Or if you're really caring and generous, but let's say the industry sees you as a delinquent teenager, well, perhaps you can be a caring and generous delinquent teen. Sometimes it's the brands that don't seem to make sense on the surface that capture the attention of casting directors because they're different and unique. But now I'd like you to go one step further. Let's take a look at your type, which is how the industry sees you. Do you really enjoy playing those kinds of characters? For instance, if your type is delinquent teen or drug addict, let's say, do you actually enjoy it? If so, great. And if you're not sure of your type yet, just think about most of the roles you typically book or at least get invited to submit a self-tape for. Are they business person roles or detective roles or something else? What's most frequent? Now, if you don't enjoy those kinds of characters, and by the way, many actors I've worked with don't actually like their type, the fact is it's actually possible to change how the industry sees you. So the final step then is to ask yourself, what kinds of characters would I truly love playing? Instead of drug addicts, would you prefer to play fathers or teachers or detectives? You don't have to specifically only choose one either. You can pick a few different types or kind of a range of character types. I usually recommend 3 or 4, not many more than that because it can be a little bit overwhelming, but 3 or 4 that you really love. And once you figure out those types, then really you know the road ahead. So the question becomes, what do you need to do to get the industry to start seeing you differently? Do you need to change your physique up? Do you need to get contacts and stop wearing glasses? Do you need to change your hairstyle or the clothing you wear? Or even start speaking with a different voice or accent? Changing how the industry perceives you is absolutely possible. Unfortunately, the truth is that even if you believe that they should perceive you differently, and you feel like it's not right that they don't see you the way that you want to be seen, I always like people to think about the fact that you need to sort of give before you can gain. So maybe you need to do something that you don't love just to build up enough, let's say, clout or name recognition in the industry so that you can then start playing whatever characters and look however you want. And that's totally doable. There's plenty of actors who have done that. But at the beginning, when you don't have that sort of name recognition to be able to play anything, and instead you have to focus on just what types of roles people will give you, then you do actually have to make some changes if you want to play other kinds of roles. Changing how the industry perceives you is absolutely possible, but it does take time, effort, and focus. Many people are unwilling to do what it takes to change the way the world sees them. Honestly, it took me 2 to 3 years to change how people perceived me. The world saw me as a corporate photographer, but I wanted to be seen as an expert who helped actors book more work. And at first, no one was willing to listen. I mean, why would anyone want to listen to me? I'm not even an actor. But instead of developing imposter syndrome, I kept at it. I didn't look at all the reasons that I wasn't qualified, but instead I asked myself, what do I need to do to become qualified? I knew that all people really care about in the end is results. The fact is, you can have every credential in the world, but if you can't deliver, people aren't going to pay you. And you can also have 0 credentials, but if you constantly get people what they want, you'll be paid handily. This is why many casting directors care less about your credits and training and more about how right you are for the role and, of course, how good of an actor you are. So I kept at it, and eventually a few actors started to listen. I worked for free, honestly, at the beginning. I coached actors for free for a while, and I ran free classes called Get Cast years ago. Some actors really did begin to see success when they tried some of my techniques, like my Casting Network's article called How to Start a Relationship with Any Casting Director, Even If You've Never Met Them. And over time, more and more people began to listen to what I had to say, and I started to change the way I was seen in the industry. I didn't get to where I am by sheer happenstance. It took over 2 years of concentrated and strategic effort. It's not easy, but if you're truly committed to your acting career, then I believe that you owe it to yourself to build a brand you're passionate about. Because once you do, everything will change. Are you willing to put in the effort to make it happen? Thanks for listening. Now, if you want to dive even deeper on brand and type, I highly recommend checking out my podcast called Understanding Type and How It Impacts Film and Acting Auditions, which is episode number 17. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to have a much better understanding of the concept of type and brand and how to use them to your advantage to help you book more work. Check it out again, episode number 17, Understanding Type and How It Impacts Film and Acting Auditions on the Actor's Career Compass. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.